All right, all right, all right. Once again, back from the dead. It's Meet Someone Who. Today we have James, Jimmy, Jim.
Answered all of those.
I'll tell you the nickname I had for you this past week. Since what we're talking about is someone who's gotten the old snip. You just had a vasectomy.
I did.
And how old are you?
I am 33 on May 23rd, which is not very far from this date.
It's my birthday coming up too. Yeah,
hey, yeah, because we're Gemini. Yeah, we're Gemini.
Yeah, hell yeah. So yeah, that's awesome. So 33. Did you just have a conversation with yourself like this? I don't want to do this.
So it's strange. Like there was a point in my life where I really wanted kids. I wanted kids at one point, but like I thought that I would have already had them.
Okay.
The idea was if I was going to have them, I'd probably already have them by the time I turned 30.
So.
And then, just a couple of other things, like look at the state of the fucking world. Like, is it responsible to bring a kid into this world? If you're a parent right now, I'm not knocking you. This is just my personal feelings.
I mean, you can't change the way you feel about it.
Yeah.
Because I kind of have that same feeling too when I came to the realization that I don't want to birth a child naturally. Like I came to that decision. Yeah. And I was just like, because if we ever had kids, I was just like, it'd either be Hannah's or we'd adopt. Or I don't feel like putting anything else out there that's already.
So there's a number of factors, obviously. Like one, what's the world look like?
Right.
Two, like I have a mental illness.
Right.
Like and. As you know, that's generally something that's hereditary.
It's super hereditary.
And, I'm finding out that there's people in my family who have, had crippling depression.
And it's just something that we haven't really noticed till our generation where it's finally come out and we're taking medicine for it and doing something.
But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, I'm finding out that it's hereditary as well. Like, I don't want to pass this on to somebody else. And... there's so many reasons behind it, and I think all of them are pretty valid. I love my girlfriend. She is on, hormonal, or was on hormonal birth control, and that stuff sucks.
Yeah.
Like it does a number on a woman's body, and here I am with the ability to, hey, don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
While it is, technically reversible.
Yeah.
My doctor, urologist that I went to for the procedure basically was like, look, it is technically reversible, but I want you to think of it as something that's irreversible.
Yeah.
And so that's how I've taken it. I'm like, cool, still want it.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the science behind it, like if I want to have biological kids of my own and I haven't prepped with like frozen sperm or anything like that, basically it is a $40,000 completely out of pocket surgery. And you are 80% likely to still not be able to reproduce.
Really?
Yeah. So, but I'm fine with it. Like I knew everything about it before. Like my doctor was very candid, very informative. I knew that it's something that I wanted to get done.
It's such a thing because like I feel like women that have made this decision for themselves too and just go about taking because a lot of women don't want to get a full hysterectomy just to not have kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's such a thing that fucks with your hormones and fucks with a lot of things about you. So for men, I feel like it doesn't fuck with you like that, right? Like, because we're not taking out your balls, like we're just it's a lot more simple than that.
Cut the vas deferens,
yeah,
cauterize, stitch them, time off, like that's basically it.
Yeah.
Like I still produce the semen, but it's just not viable. Like I haven't noticed any negative side effects at all so far. The only really negative, the healing time definitely sucked.
Yeah.
And not trying to dissuade anybody because honestly, still worth it in the long run. It's pretty painful in the healing. Like I I normally don't like cold stuff on my balls.
Right. So yeah, that's.
But I could not have enough cold things on my balls after after that for probably about a week and a half.
That's funny. Just shriveled up balls. It's just like,
just like, nope, yep, keep it as like
it needs to be cold.
Like I'm normally like a.
Did it just hurt in the shower? Like
so like the shower
Were
wasn't
you sitting down for the shower.
No, you didn't want to. Sitting down hurt. Like I wanted to lay down, but sitting down, like, one, I had to do it very carefully.
Yeah.
Like I'm normally like I normally go commando. I'm not an underwear type of guy. But I wore boxer briefs like for 2 weeks straight, like just to keep everything together and tight to have as little movement as possible.
I go to all those gay underwear stores on the Strip, and they just have like ball cup ones, like just cup your balls for you. Just like, these aren't going anywhere. Like, love that.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it was definitely.
So keep your balls close.
Keep them close, keep them iced. I'm not a big pain pill person. They gave me some low grade painkillers, and I definitely took those because, it is.
It's like getting punched in the balls. Like
no, it's worse than that. And like the thing is, during the procedure, I didn't really care. Like you have two options because it's a outpatient done at the doctor, done at the clinic that you went to. So I went there, and the two options for like not, because you have to have something to keep you from not caring that your nuts are getting snipped up.
Yeah.
The choices were a Valium or laughing gas. I'm like, I don't think laughing gas could possibly do enough to make me not care about that.
Right.
So he's like, cool, get you a Valium. So he prescribed me a Valium. I'd never taken one of those before, by the way. And I took it, about 30 minutes before my surgery. And, like...
They numbed it and stuff, though, right?
Oh, definitely local anesthetic. And the doctor told me, like, look, if you feel pain, like sharp pain, let me know. But if you're going to feel pressure, it's going to feel uncomfortable. Yeah. But if you feel pain, let me know. And there were only, like, 2 times that I felt actual pain during the procedure. And I'm like, whoa, no. More down there.
Yeah.
I don't want any... I don't want to feel any of this. But for the most part, like, Valium's a hell of a drug. I didn't care about anything.
Really?
Like, I was just like... Cool. Like, I know what's happening. I can feel, like, the pressure. I can feel him pulling, like, my vas deferens out of my scrotum and, like, moving them around and stuff. And then, like, so the way that they do it, like, they basically puncture, like, a little hook, like a bladed hook thing in there.
Really?
Grab the vas deferens and pull them out of your scrotum. So it's actually outside of your scrotum.
Huh.
And then snip them, cauterize them.
Okay.
Put a little stitch, tie them off, and then put them back in.
Okay.
It's called I had an incisionless one, so there's like my scrotum looks pretty much the same now.
Okay.
They weird part again. I'm on Valium. Don't care about anything. Like I can smell like he has to cauterize like the vas deferens. I can smell that. And I'm like, that's fucking weird. I know what that is. I don't care. Like, I could have looked down and seen it, but I didn't. I'm like, no, I don't think there's any amount of drugs that could make me okay with seeing that. Like,
it's a mess down there.
Yeah.
Like that episode of It's Always Sunny where it's just like, oh, Dennis got his dick blown off by the gag. Yeah, it looks like chicken soup down there.
Bit his dick.
All mangled.
No, he snapped at it, but he didn't quite get it.
He didn't get it all the way. He was almost in me all the way, but I don't know. For the listeners, we fucking love It's Always Sunny. Yep. That is a show that I've even gotten Talia to reference lately. Like, she loves Dee. And Dee's just the funniest one. So it's just like...
I mean, outside of you, I have 2 friends that are into it, and then my mom and my little brother. Like, that's it. Nobody else. Like, and I tried to show to some people, and they got, like, utterly offended by it. I'm like, okay, so here's the thing, though.
Yeah, you have to choose your audience right with that one.
That, and you also have to know if you're watching this. Like, they're not trying to glorify being shitty people. They want you to know that being shitty, like the gang doesn't end up on top ever.
They're always
because
on bottom.
They're shitty people.
They're always on bottom.
So yeah, no, like it was an experience. My girlfriend helped get me home. I was still on the Valium, took some of the pain meds. basically.
Because you're not like feel your balls for hours, or did it go away?
Oh, I mean, no, like I took the pain meds before the numbing wore off, and then had my ice, like put the underwear on, had the ice on, and just tried to take it as easy as possible.
I think a lot of guys are pussies because they would just hear this and be like, "I'm never doing that." You know what I mean? Like,
so, and here's the thing.
Like,
here's the thing,
it's
man.
doable,
Like,
though. They wouldn't do it if it wasn't.
And here's the thing that gets me. Like, some guys associate their masculinity with the ability to procreate. And here's my
that,
thing.
or just like, what's the point of your jizz? Then, like, why do you need your jizz to have a point?
Well, I mean, it's still like it's still fun for the sex stuff.
Yeah, like,
it's just
like,
now
hey,
you don't have the anxiety of like, hey, am I creating a human that I have to care for?
Yeah, just fuck that.
Or like it. There's no issue on it. Like I had a couple of guys like question like masculinity. I'm like, dude, if your ability to procreate is that ingrained in your masculinity, you've got some issues you need to work through. Like, go to therapy.
Go to talk therapy.
Yeah,
Easy.
go to therapy. Like, get your shit under control. Stop being toxic. Like, you make all of us look bad.
Oh man. Well, the funny thing that I wanted to tell you was when I haven't talked to Carissa in forever, but I was asking somebody about you or talking about you in some way, and I referred to you as ball snip. I was like, ball snip. I'm talking to Hannah about you. Come on, we're trying to do this podcast. Because I just fucking love nicknames, and that just came to me. So I'm so sorry.
Well, like, that's the thing. I'm the only guy my age that I know. Well, no, I take that back. I know a few of them. But, like, that live locally and that I hang out with regularly, I'm the only one that I know that's done it.
Yeah. You're the only guy I've ever heard of doing that, too. Like, I mean, I don't know a lot of people in their 30s, but
God, that makes me feel so fucking old.
For someone who... I don't. No, I know a couple people in their 30s. But it's weird because my age of friends go from, like, 19 to 60. Like, my friend from the Clink, Susan, shouts out Susan. Where are you? Please call me. I haven't heard from you in a long time. But yeah, so I don't know. It's just the mid-range. I always feel like the people that are 30 are like, think I'm stupid or something. Like, I don't know. Like, think like, oh, just hate younger people. Like, no, I'm just thinking that.
Like, so I've noticed that, like, and I think that's part of the trap that a lot of generations fall into, which is, like, oh, the younger generations are fucked up. I'm like, dude, we got to get past that shit. Like,
you got to. Like that's why I love, like, younger people. Like, I'm trying to learn your lingo. Like, I'm trying to be in it. Like, let's do this. Like, we're all a family. Like,
I'm super stoked about especially young guys. Like, young guys are, and, like, some of the older people are like, oh, that woke bullshit. I'm like, fuck that, man. Like, you've got guys who are okay with admitting that they need to go to therapy. They need to address their mental issues. Yeah,
that's the new age of man, I believe. And they have to take
people
over.
My age and older.
It's the only reason I'm sad you're not procreating. Because your son would be awesome.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
doesn't mean you still can't have kids. There's so many other ways.
Exactly. My girlfriend and I talked about it. Like, we're both pretty sure we don't want kids. Like, we're animal people.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But if we ever do, like, we can adopt. There's a lot of kids that need homes, and my thought on it is, adopting an older kid, like a preteen teenager,
right? Like one that just like is in the system forever.
Yeah, like they feel like their parents don't want them, and feel like people don't want them, and that's bullshit. Nobody should have to feel unwanted. But yeah, that's what I'd probably do if we wanted to procreate. That's or if we wanted to have children, that's what we would do.
Quote unquote family, whatever.
But
that's all a family. Me, Hannah and Millie, family. Like.
I got a family at home. Like, I've got, 3 giant dogs, which my dogs being giant, and after I had a vasectomy, all 3 of their tails are ball height.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my dogs, my dogs unintentionally hurt me quite a few times on the recovery. And they were so concerned. Like, I'd be on the ground and they'd be like, "Oh my God, what's wrong?" I'm like, "You did this. You did this."
Assholes.
They didn't mean to. Right. They're so sweet.
They're so sweet. God, that's what she's like. I love big dogs because you can just like pat them real hard and just love on them real hard. And Millie, you just have to be like, just
Pickles,
gently come
my baby, who's not a baby, like she's gigantic.
Pickles.
Yeah, Miss Pickles, Queen of Barkness is her entire name.
Oh man.
But she she loves to be like rough patted, like
Oh,
slap
yeah,
her
like,
head, slapped aside. She's like, yes, keep doing that.
Right. Just love it.
And like, if you were a person, like, you'd probably be into the freaky stuff.
I wouldn't even know the half of it. These dogs, I swear to God. Do you watch Reno 911?
Yeah.
You do?
Back when it was airing, because I'm that fucking old.
It's on HBO Max now, so they like redid it. And it like looks really good.
I haven't seen any of the new one, but like
I haven't either.
I've watched, I watched it while it was airing, and then like I remember the day that It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia aired. Like my mom and I had been seeing like commercials for it. Mm-hmm. We're like, wow, that looks really funny, which should tell you about my mom's sense of humor.
God, it's funny because like the first season's just so not. Like, compared to the rest of it,
well,
like...
I mean, it's still hilarious.
No, it's still hilarious for, like, the $200 they had to make the show.
Yeah, super low budget. Like, you can see the difference between first and second as far as production. Yeah. And then huge in third.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, they were able to do that with no money, and it was still hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
And,
God, I love that show.
Yeah, I remember watching, like, the day it aired. Like, it's insane. 2006.
Yeah. 2005, 2006. I was 10 or 11, which I probably should have been on it because I was watching the fucking Office. Like, that's what was going on in 2000. Like, the age of television was 2006, 2007, 2008. Like, Jesus. Grey's Anatomy.
High school.
Grey's Anatomy. Jesus. 30 Rock.
Oh, great. Yeah, another one that I feel like that one gets lost in the shuffle.
It does, because nobody ever, like, remembers it. I'm just like, no, this was the show. Like, this was
Kenneth
so fucking
Ellen
funny.
Parcell.
So funny. Shouts out to Talia and her love of 30 Rock. She watches that shit all the time still. Okay, this whole episode does not have to be about your balls. As much as I'd love it to be all about your balls.
I mean, I'd like to think that I'm more interesting than just my balls.
Yeah, just the balls.
I got a lot of stuff.
What if justtheballs.com has been taken? I kind of like that.
I'm sure it has.
I'm sure, and I wonder how much it's going for. I need to look that up later. Look, I buy so many websites now just because I'm like, I trade them. Like, you can sell them and stuff like that. So every time I think of a good website, I like look and see how much it's worth. And I really want it. So now that I like type in Geo on like my website, it goes straight to GoDaddy, not Google anymore. That's how much I buy. I think of websites and like buy so many websites. But what was I gonna say? But yeah. So how has this gone from? It went for you told me you had the idea and then your doctor told you about it and then whatever, blah, blah, blah. But how did this fit into you said your girlfriend, was it a conversation with her? Like,
well, yeah, we've been talking about it, like, we'd both talked about like, where we wanted to go. Like, and it's strange. Like, my girlfriend and I, like, we have known each other and been in, like, we've known each other for 9 years. Like, we started dating 9.5 years ago. Mm. And then, we were young.
That was another story that I wanted to get into.
And it kind of goes hand in hand. So, she, like, we were really young when we started dating, relatively speaking, and always knew I was madly in love with this girl. Like, we just clicked and, like, we've always been amazing. But I had a bunch of stuff that I had not taken care of mentally. And, like, stemming from, like, me having, like, the trauma of losing, my dad, like, in my late teens, like, after we had a really strong relationship. So instead of dealing with that, like, how normal people should deal with major trauma of losing a close loved one, which is go to therapy, people. There's nothing wrong with it. Go to therapy. You're going to need it. You don't think you will? You're going to need it.
You're going to need it. That's it.
So instead of dealing with it head on, I basically did it the way that my ADHD brain told me to, which was find something else to make you not think about the pain that you're dealing with on that. Yeah. Rationalized it by thinking I had to be a good example for my younger siblings. I'm the oldest of a lot. So I rationalized that. I never took care of myself. I ended up having, like body image issues, just total image issues due to the depression. Here I am with this, amazing girl. And like when people say like you can't love someone else until you love yourself. Like that's very true. You know, if you hate yourself, and if you're depressed, and like, at least for me, you know, I internalized a lot of my depression. I felt like I was the thing that was wrong with everything. That, you know, affected everything. So I would look for validation everywhere. Even though I'm in this relationship with this amazing girl, you know, I was...
What's the joke? Like, what's...
No joke.
like, what's the joke? Yeah. Like,
so I was out, like, you know, like, I was looking, you know, like, I was sexting and stuff, which, terrible. Like, you know, especially when you're with somebody and you're committed. No excuses. Abhorrent behavior. But, you know, had I taken care of the issues at the source earlier, that probably would not have happened.
Because it goes into wanting to do those kind of things, like, because it's
like, you look for validation, even though you're with somebody who you love. Like, you know, you feel like you're just like, I felt like I was unattractive. I felt like, you know, I wasn't doing good at anything, like, just all kinds of stuff, and you know, ended up hurting her. And so, you know, we had a clean break. And, you know, we didn't talk to each other for a good 2.5 years. And I never stopped thinking about her. But, you know, I was also depressed. So I went through and I was depressed even more so because I know I did damage, you know? And so I went on, in true depressive fashion, went on like a self-destructive streak. You know, smoking, like I wasn't a smoker before, smoking, you know, cigarettes all the time, doing drugs, you know, drinking, doing basically anything that I could do to not think about that and not deal with, you know, my own issues. And it didn't work.
It never does.
No, it never does. Like, you know, what works? Yeah. Therapy.
But talking about it.
Yeah. You know, I went and, you know, just, I tried to live my life. Like, I went through my hoe phase, you know, during that time, and it's fun, you know, had a lot of fun. But, you know, here's the thing, like, you start looking for validation that way, and the sex is pretty fun, you know, you're having a good time, but, like, you never get what you really want out of it.
You never get what you came for, which is like, okay, I get it, it's just sex. But even, like, before Hannah and I had that phase too, I was just, like, doing it, and then, like, finally I'd, like, wake up in bed next to some random girl and then just be like, I just want to lean over and say, like, I love you or something, and I can't. Like, I don't love you. Like, this is not what is going on right now. Why do I love you so much?
So Lydia and I started talking again after she got out of the relationship. So she got in a relationship, like, right after. She wasn't intending to. It was meant to be a rebound. Ended up in an accidental relationship for basically the whole time we were apart. Yeah. And so we started talking again after she got out of that. And, you know, it started off as just, like, friends with benefits. We never had bad sex, you know, which was awesome. So, like, I knew we were going to have good sex. I knew that we got along. So we started, you know, getting back and just, you know, being around each other. And it kind of worked. Like, the idea at first was that we were going to be friends with emotional benefits, because I already knew I loved this girl. You know, she knew that, you know, she knew she loved me, vice versa. You know, we had that. So, like, my thing is, I didn't like cuddling with, like, these, you know, like, like, that's not my thing. Like, I'm normally not a cuddler. One, because my body is, like, I'm a human furnace.
Oh, me too.
So, like,
too. I get it.
One, I just don't generally like cuddling. I'm just like, oh, fuck, no, you're going to kill me.
Yeah,
like, I'm going to burn.
Suck,
I'm going to spontaneously combust if you get any closer. Which has always worked with Libby, because she's naturally cold. So, like, she's the only person I've been able to cuddle with comfortably, like, for the whole night. And on top of that, I've always actually wanted to.
That's
so, you know,
so sweet. You can't even cuddle with the hose. Can't even cuddle with the... That's real, though. You're right. Like, I never cuddled with the hose.
I had a couple of friends with benefits that, you know, like, we would hang out, but it wasn't cuddling. Like, one of my friends, you know, like, we were friends with benefits for a long time. She's in an awesome relationship now, but, like, we would just hang out and, like watch anime or talk about, like, cryptozoology and then bang again.
Yeah, like just...
You know, but it was never cuddling. It was literally just, like, the friendship associated with it. So that's, like, initially what... You know, because Libby wanted to go on her hoe phase. She needed it. I'm like, you do you. Like, I'm all about that. I'm not a, you know, I'm not a naturally like jealous, possessive person. That's not me. I am dealing. You know, I've dealt with some of these emotions recently as Libby and I've gotten more serious again. Which has been a struggle in and of itself because I feel like that's not my nature. But going through therapy, you have to admit that, you know, all feelings are valid to a certain extent.
Yeah.
You know, not the feelings of, you know, these crippling depression, like I'm not good enough for anything. That's bullshit that your brain's trying to tell you. But, you know, like, I can't put out the idea of jealousy completely because it is a natural human emotion.
Yeah.
And it tends to go with you having strong emotions for somebody else. And even then, I'm still, you know, not a jealous person. But, you know, I'm like, you do that, you know, tell me about it.
Like, right? Like, come back home, right?
Yeah. So, you know, that worked. And, you know, she was doing her thing. Like, we weren't together. Like, you know, like, we were like, you know, this is just emotional friends with benefits. You know, like, I'll come over, cuddle. You know, I'll come watch Rex, the dog that I got her years ago, who's an awesome, sweet, old dog now. You know, so like that was kind of where we were at that point. And, you know, so she started dating and there was this one guy who I don't know why, but I just got the feeling that like she was going to date him long term. Yeah. And I'm not the kind of person who's all like, you know, no, me, like that's not me. But I'm, you know, at this point I was already working on my mental health and I'm like, hey, I need to let you know, like, I just need to speak my truth on this. Like, I have to let you know, just in case, you know, you do get with this, just so you know ahead of time. I'm not going to bring this up later, but I love you. Never stop loving you. Like, in my mind, you're it for me. And I just, like, I don't want that to affect how you're doing things. Like, you need to do what's right for you. But I need you to know that. Like, just in case you decide you want to be with somebody else on the road, just so I know that I told you. And, you know, if you didn't want to go with it, we would know, you know. But she felt the same way. We were still, you know, like, she was still not ready to be, you know, official in a relationship. And I'm like, you know, that's fine. You take whatever time you need. I can do that. But, you know, it's, like, we've been working up and towards it. We both know, like, I know that this is a woman I'm going to marry. You know, like, we are planning long term. Which led to, you know, the talk of the vasectomy. Like, you know, I think it was like a week or two after that conversation, where she basically is like, cool, I'll let, you know, him know that I'm emotionally unavailable. You know, physically open, same, you know, which that's all good and fun, but, you know, emotionally unavailable and not in the way that, you know, somebody who's still hung up on an ex type of thing. Yeah. Yeah, like, she's like, you know, I wanted to talk to you about something, and I'm like, okay. I thought this was going to be like the end. She's like, I don't want to have kids. And I'm like, cool. Like, I don't either anymore. Like, I thought that if I was going to have them, I would have had them already. Yeah. You know, like, and I can't, this is peak fucking Trumpism, which is still going on. Yeah. But, you know, peak Trumpism, I'm like, I don't want to bring a fucking kid into this. Yeah. Like, not to mention all of this shit going on. Yeah. Like, as I said all of that right before there, I was, you know, pointing to my head. Yeah. You know, so this is a podcast. It's not a, you know, visual medium.
Not yet. Not yet.
But,
might get there. I don't know.
Yeah,
But you never want to pass that kind of stuff on. And it's, as much as you hate to think it, like, I'm just like, okay, just because I take my meds and I go to therapy and I do all these things, it's like, it's never going to not come up.
Yeah, it's always there.
It's not gonna not affect my parenting, at least a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. There's just no way to completely axe that out. Like, oh, the kid can't. You're gonna live with it. Like, yeah. There's no way.
Like, I got MDD. You know, like that's something that stays. That's not something that you can get rid of. Like, and that's cool. I understand that. Libby understands that. But one, you know, I could pass this on. Yeah. You know, genetically to a child. That would suck. Not to mention the fact that, you know, like, even now, I'm medicated. I'm going to therapy. You still have lows. Have I been to the point where I, you know, like, was attempting suicide again? No. And that's the main goal, is to not be there. But I don't know what the future holds. Right. And I don't ever want to have that be something that, you know, comes up. Like, you know, how do you, it's hard enough to explain, you know, your depression and your mental illness to adults.
I know.
You know, like if you have a kid, like they're not going to understand it. It's hard enough for my,
they're just going to think you don't love them.
Yeah, like when I'm in, like when I was at my lowest, like I didn't even want to love on my dogs, which anyone who knows me, like I fucking love my dogs. Like they are everything.
Yeah.
And you know, I wouldn't do that. And like I know it was affecting them negatively. Like, you know, I would just roll over in bed when they'd come over, you know, to me. But yeah, like they you know, like they aren't going to understand that, just like, you know, kids won't.
Yeah. Okay, serious stuff. I
mean, yeah,
life's serious though, man.
It is. You know,
it's so serious, but then it's like,
and that's one of the things I'm really big on now, is just talking, especially about like a mental illness. Like there's such a stigma.
Yeah.
On having a mental illness, a mental health condition in a more inclusive term.
Right.
But, you know.
I know they still refer to, at JPS, they still refer to me as a MHMR patient, which is mental health and mental retardation, which is, I can't believe they still use that as a term. Yeah, stuff like bipolar and, you know, schizophrenia and stuff like that. And, God, I wouldn't wish MDD. I wouldn't wish anything on anybody, because I know the low points of. I think the difference between MDD is just that, like, when I can go up and down. Like, I can have really, really good times too.
Not the case.
Not the case with MDD at all. That's what they thought I had when I was younger, because those were the only signs I was showing of bipolar. Was depressive episodes and staying in bed and not wanting to do anything and trying to kill yourself, and done that like 3 times. So like,
only the one, but I mean, like, if my roommate, like, you know, trigger warning, and talk about openly about a suicide attempt.
Yeah, I need to start.
But you know, like, and that's the thing, like, it sucks, you know, for people to do it, because if you have a suicide attempt, a lot of people who are, you know, neurotypical, or at least covering as neurotypical, are going to think that, you know, you're doing it as a way to get attention, which is bullshit.
I wanted no attention whatsoever.
Exactly. Like, my idea was to just, I didn't pre-plan this. I kind of knew within a few hours before I was going to attempt that I was going to attempt. And my roommate was leaving to go, I forgot where she was going. I think go hang out with some of her friends. And luckily she forgot something at home. So she was gone for about 10 minutes, which gave me enough time to get my gun out, get it loaded, and then, you know, sit down. I put my dogs out of my room, which was the first sign that she knew something was up, because my puppy, Pickles, usually stays in the room with me because she can't be trusted out without being supervised. But my roommate comes home, and she heard me, you know, like, chamber around, which, you know, she like ran in and saw me with the gun in my mouth about to pull the trigger. She freaked out and screamed. I didn't really see her until she screamed, and then, like, it kind of jarred me, and I, you know, put the gun, like, down, like, you know, put the hammer back. Instantly, I was afraid, like, because I knew that, like, had she not shown up, like, I would have done it. Yeah. Like, I was, you know.
Do you believe in stuff like that, though? Like, the universe telling you, like, it's not your time? Like, her coming home?
I mean, I'd like to think.
I'd like to think.
It could have just been luck.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, the first thing, like, I was terrified that I'd done that. Because, like, I was kind of, you know.
Well, you don't really, it's kind of, like, surreal right
exactly.
before.
And in the moment, like,
it's
as,
so
like,
surreal.
you're about to do it, you're like, you know, like, it was in, like, a weird, like, hazy zen type of thing. Yeah. And, you know, like, this is going to happen. And in my mind, because I was, you know, massively depressed, and this is why I'm trying to normalize people talking about this, because I was massively depressed, and in my depression, if I told anyone that I cared about this, it was just adding another burden, which I already felt like I was. Oh, and if you're listening to this and you feel that way, you're not a burden, especially not the people who love you. Like,
you not telling them something,
that's
the burden, because they know something's up.
And that's the thing, like, they may suspect something's up, but, you know, like, most of the time they're probably not going to ask. It's your job to tell people, because if you need help, you know that you need help. Like, the week leading up to, that, I knew that I needed help. Like, my job offers pretty, extensive mental health stuff, like, 24-hour counseling, over the phone. I picked up the phone to dial that number like 6 times that week and put it down because just that stigma associated with, mental health. Yeah. And, so I didn't get that help. And, that's just one of those things, like, people are constantly, stigmatized on that. Like, it's not a bad thing. Like, it doesn't make you less, in the case of me being a guy, it doesn't make me less masculine.
Yeah.
In fact, I think that, if anything, it shows, more strength, more resolve, because it's a hard subject to talk about. It's not comfortable.
It's a subject that most guys wouldn't even kind of talk about. Like, they wouldn't even think that, that they probably just think, like, that doesn't happen to men. We're too strong.
And that's why the shitty statistic, like, it's a shitty statistic, but it's a true statistic. More women attempt suicide, more men succeed at it.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, not, and there's, if you're attempting it either way, men or woman, no matter how you're doing it, you're attempting it. And, that's a thing. Typically, though, men go more balls to the wall. You're not going to walk away from this type of thing.
Well, yeah, because I think because for me, mine was going to the gun range and paying for a lane, and them telling me that I needed eyes and ears because they're not. It's Corona time. This was last June. It's Corona time. You need your own headphones and, eye stuff. So I was like, fuck. So I go to Walmart, and then I come back, and then they're like, closed. Or they're 10 minutes from closing, and like, something's wrong. Like, I can't do it anymore. And then my grandma calls me at like 9:30. And she's usually asleep at like 8. She's like, hey, is something wrong? Like, I feel like something's wrong. And I was like, oh my God, I just burst into tears. And I was like, this can't be happening. Like, I bought the eyes and ears, bro. Like, I really did. I went to Walmart and I came back, like, and they were closed. And I was just like, oh, like, it just sucks. Like, I don't know. As soon as that happened, I've known, I've been in the clink, the mental facility. I've been there.
A week after mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been there, and I went right after that. I went right after that, and there was another time with my sleeping pills and stuff like that. Went right after that too. But it's always just this last time that I went to the clink, it was for partial hospitalization instead of inpatient. And this was the first time that I've not attempted suicide but admitted I needed help at the same time. So that was a big step.
That's a huge step.
That's a big step, because now I had the choice. Do you want to go inpatient? Do you think it's that severe? Or do you just want to go every day there instead of work? And I'm like, I think I just want to go there instead of work. Like, let's see if that's it. And then I did that for 2 months. It was great. Talk therapy, group therapy, individual sessions, meeting new people, talking. Eli, shouts out to Eli. Shouts out to Michaela. They've been on my podcast before.
Specifically on the men's side of things, like toxic masculinity is a thing, because the culture for men has been, don't admit that you have feelings,
don't
tough.
Cry,
be tough. Don't show weakness in any, form or fashion. And, that breeds that. Like, so instead of, tackling these very real feelings, you push them down, it fucks you up even more. And, there's no excuse for, men on a whole being shitty.
Yeah, but I mean, I get it though. When like a guy like punches a wall, I'm just like, this because you've been mad for 3 weeks at something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just talk, say something about it.
And that's the thing. Like,
don't punch the wall.
I've come a long way. I used to be a very violent, angry person, young person. Channeled it through sports. But I honestly, even now, if the prospect of a fight is coming up, like, I might get in a fight, I get a little, like, yeah.
Yeah, like, okay.
Like, I'm not going to instigate this, but I'm not going to try and cool this down either.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not that kind of person anymore. And I think a lot of that was that, I internalized that into the depression, just folded that into it. But, now, like, again, therapy, being medicated, like, there's no shame in the med game. You can't fight brain chemistry, you know, like,
won't.
You know,
You'd
like,
lose every time.
Like, and I tried the whole mind over matter bullshit, and like, I've had people say like, oh, it's all in your head. Or like, yeah, my head's what caused me to pick my gun up and have it in my mouth. It could definitely kill you.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You know, like,
That's so real though. Like, you can't. I've tried to go. What do they call it when it's no meds? Not commando.
Cold turkey.
Cold turkey. Yeah.
You're going commando in my brain.
Oh man. But yeah, I've tried that a couple different times. There's just no fucking way around it. Like, there's just not.
No, there's not. You know, again, the younger generation. You know, like, people in my generation are already starting to bash them. Like, nah, fuck that. We got this shit from our parents, from Gen X, and, you know, like,
Baby boomers.
The boomers, all that shit. We got all of that. And, you know, the boomers convinced our parents that we were the problem, you know, when in reality, out of all of those generations, the boomers were the only ones who were really the problem.
The ones in real power for a second. Yeah.
Like, their parents were the ones who fought in wars against Nazis, and now they're like, hey, Nazis, come on,
let's do this.
Like,
hey. Oh man.
But
well, Jimmy, it has been an honor and a pleasure having this second redo episode with you.
Yeah, I think you've got plenty now to make a full episode.
I think so. That was a great episode. Anybody you want to thank? Anybody you want to say hi to?
I mean, shout out to, you know, Carissa for
shouts out
because I wouldn't know you.
Yeah.
New awesome friend.
Shouts out to Carissa. We miss you. I miss you.
Yep.
It's been a minute. Well, great. It's been lovely talking to you. We're wrapping in at about 45 minutes. Well, thank everybody for listening, and we'll be back hopefully a lot more shortly than the last episode, than the last gap between the last couple episodes. Alrighty. Later.